An evil pair of teenage blade thugs have been found guilty of murdering a 16-year-old boy on a packed beach. Jay Stewart, who's 18, and a 15-year-old boy who can't be named due to his age, acted alongside callous killer 18-year-old Cole Turley, who last month admitted chasing and repeatedly stabbing Kayden Moy to death before abandoning him to die. The senseless killing last May happened in front of dozens of horrified youngsters who had headed out to Irvine Beach in Ayrshire to enjoy the sunshine by the sea. At a trial at the High Court in Glasgow, a jury heard that Turley, Stewart and the 15-year-old were part of the Murray Boys gang of East Kilbride in Lanarkshire. Kayden and his pals were meanwhile part of a rival group nicknamed Himshi. Stewart had previously threatened the ex-pupil of Duncanrigg Secondary School in the town with violence via social media prior to the attack on the 17th of May. The court heard Stewart and the 15-year-old travelled together to the beach with Turley after learning that his 17-year-old associate had been in a fight with a member of Kayden's group earlier that day. The Yobs threw rocks the size of hands in the area which Kayden and his friends were hanging out, which encouraged Kayden and another boy who gave evidence to head up to the sand dunes to confront the Murray trio. It was stated that the groups were 10 feet from each other when Turley whipped out a knife and Stewart revealed a kosh. The teen witness claimed he and Kayden told the pair to get rid of their weapons and offered to instead box them with their bare hands, but Turley ran at them brandishing the knife. The witness told how both lads made a run for it, but Kayden slipped and fell on the sand, allowing the monster to pounce on him. With a lockback knife, Turley inflicted 2 stab wounds, one to his leg and another to the left side of his torso, which was 19 centimetres deep and proved to be fatal. Some of Kayden's loved ones chose to leave the courtroom as harrowing footage of the violent attack was played out to the jury, while others who remained were seen wiping back the tears. The video clip showed the moment knife-wielding Turley stabbed the helpless teen as he lay on his side on the sand dunes. The court heard in the immediate aftermath Stewart shouted Murray Boys and Yas, as well as FUs, while Turley remained silent. The witness recalled how he and another friend supported Kayden down to the beach, adding, "I remember blood going down Kayden's leg and Kayden going really white and his eyes starting to close." A woman claiming to be a nurse put pressure on the wound before medics arrived after 15 to 20 minutes. Medics battled to save his life as the helpless teen went into cardiac arrest, which included assisted oxygen, CPR and a blood transfusion. Jurors also heard that an air ambulance arrived at the beach. However, Kayden was eventually taken to Crosshouse Hospital in Kilmarnock by a road ambulance. The popular teen passed away later that evening at 11:33 p.m. on his mum's birthday. Turley's guilty plea on the 19th of May came just over a year after he attacked the popular gym mad lad who also enjoyed karate and playing football for Busby AFC. Heartless Turley grinned towards family members as he was led to the cells, while his remaining co-accused 18-year-old Stewart and the 15-year-old, who the court was told was initially interviewed by police as a witness before being nicked, both lodged a special defence of incrimination against him. Prosecutors claimed the pair, while acting with Turley, repeatedly stabbed Kayden to his body, with both brutes previously showing ill will and malice towards Kayden. They also faced a separate charge of attempting to pervert the course of justice, while acting with Turley, which included fleeing the beach and going into hiding, washing blood from the hands and bodies, as well as changing their clothes and asking someone to burn them, along with a mobile, attempting to remove blood from the knife and stashing knives within a bed frame and freezer, but this charge was later dropped. The trial heard the wicked trio gleefully made up a rap song about their victim after the stabbing when they heard he was still alive, singing Kayden Bop, Kayden Bop, Kayden Bop, while touching their stomachs and legs, as well as referring to him as being cheffed up. A witness also told how proud Turley acted out the fatal stabbing on a couch. In mitigation, Donald Findlay KC, defending Stewart, had previously encouraged the jury to acquit his client due to none of his DNA being on the murder weapon. He also said his client did not know Turley was armed with a knife that day and was only armed with a baton to try to look scary. Ian Dogood KC, defending the 15-year-old, meanwhile also said his client was unaware Turley was armed and that he was in shock after the fatal stabbing took place. The court heard Stewart was subject to a community payback order at the time for possession of a machete, which was imposed 4 days before the murder. His other previous conviction was a breach of the peace with a knife. Members of Kayden's family became emotional and applauded when the jurors, 4 of them who were visibly emotional, delivered their verdict. Those in support of the 2 teenagers shouted, grasses, the lot of you, and keep your chin up, we're appealing it." As Stewart was being led into the cells, he smirked at Kayden's family, which was met with shouts of "Oh my God." Senior investigator Detective Chief Inspector Campbell Jackson gave this statement following the guilty verdicts.
"This case highlights the devastating impact of knife crime in our communities in Scotland. Nothing is ever going to compensate for Kayden's death, and the convictions most certainly won't ease the heartache and sorrow that his friends and family must feel every single day. My thoughts very much remain with Kayden's parents, his brothers and his family and friends for their devastating loss. I do hope today, however, brings him some comfort in seeing justice being done. Kayden was robbed of his future on the 17th of May last year, and his family and friends were robbed of a future with him. He should have made it home that day with memories of a good day at the beach. However, the actions of Cole Turley, Stewart and a 15-year-old boy who cannot be named for legal reasons means that Kayden will never grow up into adulthood.
Judge Lord Scott deferred sentence pending background reports until next month. The judge said, "You have been found guilty of murder and there is a sentence prescribed by law for that. I need information on your background due to your age. In the meantime, you will be remanded in custody."